There is a photograph. After NASA released it, scientists around the world fell silent for 2 whole days. There is something in that picture. Humanity has been staring at it for 3 billion years. Yet no one has ever truly seen its front side. Until 4 days ago, 4 humans were standing in space, 400,000 kilometers away from Earth. For the first time, they saw its full appearance with their own eyes. That thing is called the Oriental Basin, a giant impact crater on the far side of the Moon, 965 kilometers in diameter. It's like a crater left behind by slamming the entirety of Germany into the Moon. It formed 3 billion years ago. Back then, there wasn't even oxygen on Earth. Earth's humanity has gazed up at the Moon throughout the entire history of our civilization. Yet never has a single pair of human eyes seen it in its entirety. Because it is stuck on the edge between the near and far sides of the Moon. You can only ever see a sliver of its outline from Earth. The scientific community gave it a nickname, the Grand Canyon of the Moon. But in the photo you are looking at now, it has appeared in full. What's even more bizarre is what happened next. While the astronauts were taking this photograph, they experienced a solar eclipse that no one on Earth could ever experience. The Moon blocked the sun completely, lasting for 54 minutes. The longest total solar eclipse on Earth does not exceed 7 minutes. But the one they witnessed lasted 54 minutes. During those 54 minutes, they captured the solar corona, the sun's outermost atmosphere. That layer is normally completely drowned out by the sun's light. A plasma halo absolutely invisible to the naked eye. It just hung there in the darkness of the Moon's far side. Like a crown of white flame. Next to it, a bright spot is Venus. During the eclipse, Venus looked even brighter than the stars. Then, the spacecraft lost contact. For 40 whole minutes, the spacecraft swung around to the far side of the Moon. All communication signals from Earth were completely cut off. 4 people were drifting in deep space, 400,000 kilometers away from Earth. Totally cut off from the rest of humanity. Those 40 minutes were the most dangerous window of the entire mission. And the period of absolute signal silence for the whole flight. Yet, it was during those 40 minutes that they used their cameras to capture for humanity the first ever footage of an Earthset from the far side of the Moon. An Earthset, the blue Earth slowly sinking below the lunar horizon, disappearing into the darkness of the Moon's far side. This image, Apollo 8, captured the Earthrise back in 1968. That photo changed the entire history of the environmental movement. And this time, the symmetrical Earthset was the first one ever captured by humans from the far side of the Moon. After the spacecraft re-established contact, the astronauts reported that they had seen flashes of light on the lunar surface. Not just once, at least 5 times. Those were flashes from micrometeoroid impacts. Millimeter-sized space debris moving at speeds of dozens of kilometers per second, slamming into the lunar surface. The energy released instantly turned into light, flashing and vanishing in a heartbeat against the pitch-black Moon, visible to the naked eye, lasting less than a second. This phenomenon had previously only been caught occasionally by telescopes on the ground. No one had ever witnessed it with their own eyes from space. On the return trip, they also took a photo you probably wouldn't expect. A panoramic view of the Milky Way, nearly 400,000 kilometers from Earth, with absolutely no atmospheric scattering, and in the deep space void, free from all light pollution. The spiral arms of the Milky Way were as clear as a painting. The galaxy in that photo is unlike anything you could capture from anywhere on Earth, using any kind of equipment. Because that was taken from within the solar system, the furthest humanity has ever been from Earth. The Milky Way, captured from a distance. There's one more photo. It's the most technically underrated image in the entire set. The scene is the night side of the Earth with no sunlight at all. The land is densely packed with city lights. North and West Africa, across the Atlantic, are clearly visible. Aurora flashes at the poles. And at the very edge, there's a thin, blue glow. So fine, it looks like it was drawn with a pencil. That is the atmosphere. Its total thickness is just like the proportion of an apple's skin to the apple itself. Then, you'll notice a bright spot. Brighter than all the city lights. Completely out of place. That is Venus. A planet that shines by reflecting sunlight. More than all the electrical civilization we've built over thousands of years. But for this photo to be captured successfully, it relied on a second scientific concept: Earthshine. Sunlight hits the Earth, and the Earth reflects a portion of it back. illuminating the lunar surface that's in darkness. The moon then reflects that light back again, hitting the dark side of the Earth. This process of light refracting back and forth means that even though the night side of Earth isn't in direct sunlight, it still has enough brightness to be captured by the camera. When you look at the moon from Earth, sometimes you can see the faint, grayish-dark part beside the crescent. That is Earthshine. Ancient people called it the moon reporting star. Now, the roles are reversed. The Earth has become the dimly lit hemisphere being illuminated, and the light source is the sunlight reflected by the moon. If you look closely at the photo of the moon's dark side, you'll find some randomly distributed bright spots. They stay in a fixed position. Don't change with the exposure. Those aren't stars. They aren't city lights either. They are the camera's sensor being hit by cosmic rays, the permanent damage left behind after a puncture. Once the spacecraft leaves the protection of Earth's atmosphere, cosmic rays will constantly bombard the onboard equipment. Pixels on the sensors get knocked out one by one, forming permanent bright spots. This means the longer the ship stays in space, more of these bright spots will appear in the photos. Every single fixed bright spot on this batch of photos is a record of a cosmic ray bombardment. It's a real-life mark left by the space environment on the film. Artemis 2 is currently on its way back home. There is still a vast amount of imagery and video on the ship that hasn't been sent back yet. The Deep Space Communication Network has limited bandwidth, and transmission priority must go to the astronauts. Health data and spacecraft status monitoring. These photos are just the beginning. Over the coming weeks and even months, more footage will be released one after another. And for humanity to actually set foot on the lunar surface, the Artemis 3 mission is expected to happen in 2 years at the earliest. The curtain has just risen on a prologue 50 years in the making. The moon is right there. It has waited for us for half a century, without saying a single word.